the one, the only, Benzion.
Good afternoon and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube. Iyun with Benzion. Today's daf is Benzion Gittin, daf Samech Gimel, number 63. Most of the daf, at least Samech Gimel and Aleph, talks about this din that was brought up on the bottom of Samech Benzion and Beis, Rav Nachman's din, which is accepted by halacha. It's kind of a complicated case. Let's go through it slowly. I just want to explain it a little more in detail. If you listen to the main share, this will help you understand the main share a little better. The case is the bottom of Samech Benzion and Beis. Itmar haveli giti v'ishtecha amra yiskabel giti. The woman says, "Be a shliach lahalacha for me. Bring my get to me," meaning take the get from my husband and bring it to me. And when I get it, I'll be megoresh. That's basically what she's saying. The shliach doesn't listen to that. He tells the husband, she wanted me to be shliach Kabbalah. She could appoint a shliach Kabbalah. The difference in shliach Kabbalah and shliach halacha is shliach Kabbalah, once he is makabel again, the gerushin happens right then, not when he brings it back there. V'hu omer, the husband's reaction to what the shliach says is heilach kamasha amra. Take it as she said. Amar Rav Nachman, Amar Rav Avu, Amar Rav, afilu giget liyada enam goreshes. In this case, unique case of heilach, where he says this exact language, right? It's clear from the Gemara. If he would say hiskabel, it would work. This is the only way it doesn't work at all. Not when he's makabel, and not when he brings it back to her. It never works, the gerushin over here. The question is, why not? So the Gemara says, he's relying on his words, on the shliach's words. Now, let's just explain why this won't work, because it's really two-faceted, right? One part is explained through the word shmamina dibur didei kasama. He's relying on the shliach's words. And another part is basically comes out through the Gemara on Samech Gimel and Aleph, where the Gemara basically says, to the sixth line of Samech Gimel and Aleph, mishum da'akre shliach shikuse lagamrehu. The shliach uprooted the shlichus of the woman. Now, when the woman makes him a shliach halacha to bring it back to her, right? So she wants the gerushin only to happen when she gets it, right? She wants to make sure she gets the get in her hands, to make sure she gets the megoreshes. That's what a woman wants. So when the shliach changes, he's on shliach Kabbalah, so he's doing something the woman didn't want, right? He's advancing the onset of gerushin, because when he's makabel, if she really did make him a shliach Kabbalah, that gerushin would happen then. She doesn't want that. She definitely doesn't want that, right? So that's why the Gemara says akar shliach l'shlichusei. Now, in the opposite case, where the woman said, "Be makabel the get for me," right? Bish the Kabbalah, and the shliach changed it around and said, "Haveli giti, bring me the get." In that case, it would work once it got back to her hands, because she wanted the get to happen sooner. So the shliach said, "You know what? Instead of happening right away, it'll happen a little later." She would agree to that, right? She would agree, right? If she wanted it earlier, if it happens a little later, she'll also want the gerushin. But we can't, in the opposite case, we wouldn't say that. If she wants it to happen later, right, and he advances it, so she doesn't want that. And he broke away from her shlichus there. So therefore, he can't be even a shliach la'alacha for her, or a shliach Kabbalah for her, because he has disassociated himself from the woman, because he's basically taken on something that she doesn't want. So it's kilo in his batal shlichus. Shlichus betos. It was a mistake to shlichus. That doesn't work. Now, what the Gemara is explaining on Samech Benzion and Beis, on the bottom, that the Gemara says, Rav Nachman says, shmamina dibur didei kasama, it's explaining a totally different part of the halacha. Fine, we know from Samech Gimel and Aleph that he can't be a shliach anymore for the woman. Shliach Kabbalah, shliach halacha. But what about the husband making this person a shliach halacha? He says, heilach kamasha amra, right? So, when he says heilach kamasha amra, like she said, right? What did she say? She be shliach halacha. So when he says heilach kamasha amra, he take this shliach, and I'll make you a shliach la'alacha. So that conforms with the woman. It should work. That's what Rav Nachman's chiddush is. That Rav Nachman, when he says heilach kamasha amra, he's only saying heilach kamasha amra. He doesn't really mean to say I rely on what the woman wants. Even though he's saying take it like the woman wants, he really means to say I'm relying on you as a representative of the woman, and therefore you represent yourself as a shliach Kabbalah, and I'm only giving it to you in terms of being a shliach Kabbalah, not in terms of being a shliach halacha. So therefore, even when the gerushin, the get eventually ends up in her hands, he brings it back to her. The husband never made this person a shliach halacha to give it to her. He thought she was a shliach Kabbalah. He relied on her words. If you say that a dibur dida kasama, Rav Nachman doesn't hold that. Nachman holds that what's going on in the mind of the husband is that he thinks that this is really when the husband when he says Iskabel Agita, he thinks that's what the woman said. He thinks the woman said Bish the Kabbalah, and the shtick is representing the wife accurately. He's saying I'm Bish the Kabbalah. Helach Kamasha Amra is not saying I want what the woman wants, whatever she said. No, I want what you said because that's what the woman said. And if it turns out the woman said something else, I really trust you. I'm trusting you as a shliach. And since the shliach is not representing the woman anymore, so therefore he's doing what the shliach wants, shliach Kabbalah, and a man can't make a shliach Kabbalah. Only a woman can make a shliach Kabbalah. He can only make a shliach halacha. And therefore, he's relying on the shliach's version, which is shliach Kabbalah. The man can't make a shliach Kabbalah. He's not making a shliach halacha, and that's why it doesn't work at all. Not when he's makabel, and not when it gets back to the hands of the woman. Even though really this is really an explanation of the Gemara, but it's putting two things in the Gemara together, Iyun with Benzion. Sometimes just to explain the Gemara a little clearer way. Hope you enjoyed today's share. See you in the next one.